Pakistan's President Arif Alvi has refused to sign into law two bills that would give authorities more power to prosecute people for acts against the state and the military. Now remember, the bills have already been passed by both the houses of Pakistan's parliament. Arif Alvi is a member of the former Pakistan Prime Minister Imran Khan's Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf party, which opposes the coalition government that passed the two bills. Pakistan's president has said that he had asked his staff to return the bills unsigned to the legislature within the stipulated time to make them ineffective. He further went on to say, and I quote from his statement, "However, I have found out today that my staff undermine my will and command." The Ministry of Law and Justice has said that the president's decision was of grave concern and quote-unquote against the constitution. They have said that the president can either give assent or refer the matter to the parliament with specific observations. Now, according to the constitution, if the president doesn't sign a draft bill or return it with his observations or objections within 10 days after it has already been through the two houses of the parliament, it will become the law. Now, joining me on this live stream is Faraz Saeed, who is a senior journalist in Pakistan. Mr. Saeed, thank you so much for joining us. I'd first like to understand what is happening in Pakistan. This is a bizarre statement coming from one of the highest officers of Pakistan. How does one choose to read it?
All right. So on Saturday evening, we heard the news that the Official Secrets Amendment Act 2023 has been signed into law, and special courts were assigned following that. But on Sunday, the president, whom it was associated that he signed the bill into the law, said and in his official tweet noted that he did not sign the two bills, the Official Secrets Act 2023 and Official Army Act 2023, the amendments into the law. And he said that it was his staff that sort of defied his authority, yes, and therefore he offered apology to all the supposed victims of these acts. Now, the current situation is that today, after announcing that he did not sign the bills into the law, the president, the official Twitter handle of the president said that the president's office has sent a letter to the principal secretary to the prime minister that they want the secretary to the president be removed, and that indicates that the president is somewhat implicating the secretary to the president of doing these things and performing not on behalf of the president, in fact violating president's orders not to sign the bill and sending it back to the president.
Absolutely. So, Mr. Saeed, the entire long and the short of this is that Mr. Arif Alvi denied approving changes to the Official Secrets Act and the Pakistan Army Act. He claimed that he was undermined by his own staff. Now, the Law Ministry, however, has asked him to quote-unquote take responsibility for his own actions. So, this essentially means that the Law Ministry and the state is against its own precedent.
All right. So the law is pretty open about it and pretty open to multiple interpretations. I mean, there are lawyers who are sort of supporting the argument that the president is making, and some lawyers, the other faction of the lawyers, are supporting the Law Ministry. The law is very clear in its practice. So this particular law, where the president is sent the bills to sign that into the law, Article 75 of the Constitution, Section 1, has to do with the president's authority, where a law that is passed by the National Assembly, the Majlis-e-Shura, is sent to the president, and the president has 10 days either to sign that bill into the law and or send that bill back to the National Assembly with his own remarks in order to make some kind of amendments. Now, Article 75(1) only chooses this particular idea. However, Article 75 Section 2 and 3 defines what is the what is the supposed remedy to the president's action. 75, section 75, clause 2 says that when the president sends back amended or the law back to the Majlis Shura, either they amend those amendments that are proposed by the president and sends back to the president for him to sign that into the law, or they call a joint session both of the parliament of the National Assembly and the Senate. They pass the bill, sends them back to the president, and even if the president do not assent to the bill, it will deemed as an assent, and the law will be turned into, and the amended act will be turned into the law. Now, these laws are open to interpretation. The point is, there is an ambiguity whether the law was sent back to the National Assembly or not, because the president, in his tweets, has claimed that he ordered his staff to send back the amended bill back to the National Assembly, but because the National Assembly is not in the session and National Assembly has been dissolved, the law ceased to exist, and the amendments that were proposed and that were sent to the president ceased to exist in the day. However, there are as per the latest developments, the secretary to the president, who the president has ascertained as the major figure who was part of these major misgivings, he has come up to the news channels and he has claimed that the bill is still in the presidency. He has neither signed the bill nor he has sent it to the secretariat of the presidency to be sent back to the parliament. So there are a lot of misunderstandings. The opposition parties, the prime minister, and the caretaker cabinet has called for a high scale committee to investigate the situation, because the matter is very, very crucial, and it is very confidential, because again it has to do with officials act. The president's office was compromised, his authority was undermined, and this is a major cause of concern amongst the entire polity of Pakistan.
Mr. Saeed, if we quote from what the president has said, and I'm quoting from that very statement where he goes on to say, as God is my witness, I did not sign Official Secrets Amendment Bill 2023 and the Pakistan Army Amendment Bill 2023 as I disagreed with these laws. Now, he has said this, and with these words, Arif Alvi has triggered one of the most absurd political controversies of all times in Pakistan. Why do you think, A, it is happening? And once again, because of this, the army calling the shots in Pakistan when it comes to governance will be discussed endlessly.
Of course, Army's role in the governance has always been discussed. It has been an open secret that the Army is somewhat involved in engineering politics, setting up the governments, removing the governments from the power, and it is an open secret. But you see, one of the aspect of Officials Army Act is that, the definitions or the scope has been broadened. For instance, the vloggers and the bloggers have been, have become part and parcel of the definitions of military installations. And if I or any blogger or a blogger, speaks about the military installations or even speaks about the capacity of military installations, he or she will be apprehended. So the definitions have been expanded, and even if I speak today at your channel that, somewhat it's the military who's part of it, or it's the military installations that were targeting, then how PTI has been targeted, and it is the military's role, I would also be apprehended, because again it is part of the amendment into the Officials Act. Now the presidency has triggered a massive controversy. Some are applauding, because again he's finally stepped out of the closet and he said, yes, no, I will not bow to the powers. There's other side to it. Why did he come out on the Twitter and did not take action right after? Because again, he's a supreme commander. I mean, he holds the highest constitutional office in the land of Pakistan. Now he has to take action. He has to send the reference to the Supreme Court. He did not do that. He came out on the Twitter, seek forgiveness, and the point is that his party. He is part of Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf, used to be part of Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf, because again, as the president, he has to relinquish any kind of political office, but he is a nominee of PTI. And what we saw on Sunday, that Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf's leader, Shah Mahmood Qureshi, was arrested. Pakistan's Tehreek-e-Insaf, another leader, Asad Umar, was arrested right after the news was circulated that Official Secrets Act has become a law. Now the problem is either the president wants to come clear that it was not him who signed the bill into the law, or he's calling for the shots and he's seeking forgiveness because again he might have succumbed to the pressure that the military is putting him on.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Faraz Saeed, for joining us on this live stream.